a good computer. So as soon as he gets on, we will bring him through. Till then, let's go over some of the stuff that we got going on. So don't forget, I want to make sure everybody can hear me out there. But don't forget, we're going to try and get that game show off tonight. If we can get ourselves just a few players, everybody lined up, make sure you hit up the Venmo. And we want to try and give away that $100 tonight. I'm going to see if I can get some people on it. Oh, man, here comes Bernie. He's about to come through. Bernie, I can hear you, Bernie. Hold on one second. I'm going to change over our format so that you can join us. Bernie, can you hear me over there?
I can hear you.
Wonderful. Might be better off throwing on some headphones.
Okay.
And then we will be good to go. I think your camera looks better than ever, Bern.
All right, let's see.
Welcome to the cast. You had a ton of people requesting that you would be the next person interviewed. They're pretty excited about you.
Wow. Okay.
Right? It's interesting. If people do pick you out to be one of their favorite, one of the nicest guys in the group. So, like we have been doing, we wanted to get to know you a little bit better. So, you want to give us some of your backstory before I start asking some questions?
Yeah, basically, I'm born and raised on Staten Island. I grew up on, I don't know if whoever's familiar, I grew up on Victory Boulevard right by Silver Lake. My wife actually grew up 2 doors away from me.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I graduated in McKee High School with an automotive technical degree in 1981.
Wow.
Basically, I started in the construction business at age 10 with my father. He was a mason, mixing cement and laying blocks and bricks. But then I wanted to try a different path, and I went into the trucking business. I got my Class A, wasn't a CDL back then, back in 1980. Going into a senior in high school, I just turned 17, and I was allowed to go to get my permit for my Class A and go to model driving school on 14th Street in Manhattan. That's where I learned to drive a tractor-trailer in Manhattan.
So you started off as a truck driver?
I started off as a truck driver, yep.
While still doing construction with your dad?
Whilst doing construction with my father, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So shout out to all the truck drivers right now. I know a lot's going on, and the truck drivers are really what's keeping everything moving, huh?
Yeah. I give them a lot of credit right now. I don't even know how owner-operators are surviving. Company drivers, I give you guys a lot of credit. I mean, companies are hurting, hopefully, there's an outcome on this for the trucking industry where the price of fuel will drop, the price of the road taxes will drop. That would be nice for them.
Yeah, that'll definitely be bonus. People are giving a little bit of feedback. They say they can't hear you. You're a little bit too low.
Yeah, I'm very low with this here headset.
Do you think the other headset with the mic might be better?
Hang on, I have another one.
We'll give it a shot just so they could really hear the whole story. I don't want them missing out on it.
Okay, hang on one second. Let me swap this out. This one has a mic on it.
All right, guys, we're trying to make the sound quality a little bit better for you. Let's see how that goes. Hopefully that'll work a little bit easier. There we go. Bernie went from truck driving to telemarketing.
Any better, Tom?
You're definitely a little bit better. A little bit of reverb. That's plugged in all the way?
Yep.
All right.
I'm not hearing you hardly at all on this.
How's that? Is that a little bit better for you?
I could barely hear you, but I hear you.
All right. I'll try and be loud if I can.
If I turn on the volume on my computer behind me, I don't know if I'll get any feedback or anything.
They're telling me Team Bernie's car is in the house. Amanda says she hears you. And Harmony says she hopes you're feeling a little better.
Oh, we got a delay on that. That's got a delay.
All right, let's go back to those other headphones. Is everybody okay? Oh, no, much better, I guess. All right. All right, Bern. So give us a little more of your story. We're up to the truck driving days. What year was that?
Truck driving days. Yeah, so I bought my first truck. I was 21.
Nice.
Truckers will appreciate it. It was a tandem axle day cab international. with a 10-speed and a triple nickel Cummins, 555 V8 Cummins.
Wow.
I started my trucking days. I was 21. Got my first truck. I've been self-employed ever since.
Entrepreneur from the start, huh, Bern? I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
pretty much. I never had the patience to work for anybody, really. You know,
I hear that.
um, you know. Basically, did trucking for 22 years. Right before 9/11, I sold my last truck. 9/11 happened, and that basically killed the industry anyway. The fuel prices went through the roof, so it was just like perfect timing for it. My wife
Half
wanted
a
to go
life
back to
is
school for
timing.
her master's, so I came off the road. We got married in 1995. Went to England on our honeymoon.
Oh, that's
Had our
nice.
first baby in November of '95. Bought our house in '95. So a lot happened in 1995
That
for
was a good
us.
year. That was a good year
It
for
was
you,
a
Bern.
very good and expensive year for sure. you know, um, and that's pretty much. I mean, then I got after I retired out of trucking, I took some time off. My wife went for a master's, and then I got into the construction business full time in 2005. Built my house, put an extension on my house,
Very nice.
2,000 square foot extension.
And you've been
And
doing
then when I
construction
met
since
you, I was doing
'95.
Sammy's house across the street from your store around 2007, 2008.
Wow, that's crazy, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
that was back in the
yeah,
Staten Island store days.
yeah, yeah. So, and then I
And
met Fish, met some good people back then, really good. Not many of us around anymore,
yeah,
from those days. I think just me and Fish, really, from back then, you know. Um, Had two more children. Basically, my kids now are grown. My oldest daughter's 24,
okay.
graduated St. Francis in Brooklyn and is a private investigator. Licensed in 3 states. My son graduated St. John's, and he's an insurance and underwriter for commercial structures, car dealerships, and multi-level garages. And my youngest is a junior in high school, soon to graduate in another year and a half. You
Oh,
know,
very
just
interesting.
celebrated my 25th wedding anniversary a couple weeks ago.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you, thank you. And my wife and I grew up 2 doors away from each other and got married at the church across the street from us.
Ron Sortino just let us know that you renovated his bathroom a couple months ago and did an amazing job.
Yep, Ron, thank you very much. Great customer,
T-
good
T-
friend.
Tone Bone just asked, were you playing poker back in the day? Have you been playing poker a long time?
I've been playing poker. We played with my wife's family a lot. We used to have nice little 30, 40 people tournaments back when we first all were getting married. My wife has
Oh,
four
wow.
sisters and a brother. So we're all into poker. My wife's family is into Scopa, which is Italian cards.
I've played that.
So they were very much into that. But then I brought them into Texas Hold'em and all. And yeah, so I've been playing a long time. I've been playing probably since probably 96, 97, around that.
Wow.
Um,
Almost the
but
entire
then, I
marriage.
started playing more when I met you.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, a marriage built on poker, and
It
love.
always lasts. Love and poker.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yep, yep, for sure. You know.
And
Then I started playing poker with you. I was playing for a few years, and then a lot of things happened. Business started picking up, and Hurricane Irene hit, and then I got really busy. So I was doing a lot of basement waterproofing and excavating and stuff after Irene. I was working upstate a lot as well. And then right after that, a couple years after that, Hurricane Sandy happened, and that was just a crazy few years.
that just
You
made
know,
business boom, I'm sure. It was a lot of work.
business was crazy, and people were hurting so bad. It was a shame. It was really bad. Insurance companies were very difficult to deal with. The building department was very difficult to deal with. A lot of it they let slide. A lot of it they just were foolish about. But it was amazing what it did to Staten Island, Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah, it's
You know.
crazy. We're going
Yep.
through a little bit more stuff now, but we'll glance on that. We really want to know more about you, more about some of your insights. We're gonna ask you some crazy questions, get you drinking like we did some of these other interviews. I have to ask the question everybody wants to know. I'm sure Ryan wants to know, even though he's not here. So, what do you rate Ryan 1 to 10? Go ahead. This is the only person I'm
Oh,
going to
see,
make you
Ryan
do
did
this
this to me at Meatballs, him and Alex together. You know, he did this to me. Listen, I love both Ryan and Alex. When I first met them at Tilted Kilt, you know, they were a blast. You know,
They are
they were a
good
little younger
time.
then. They didn't have kids then. They were a little more
So
hot-headed.
he made you rate
But,
him before he had kids? Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, me too, though. You know, we're all, you know, once you have a wife and kids, you don't want to do jail time. You know what I mean? So, you know, you calm down a
You
lot.
slow it down a little bit.
You know? So,
That is true.
but, yeah, I mean...
We're not going to let you skirt this question, Bird. Ryan, 1 to 10. Go ahead.
Ryan, 1 to 10. 1 to 10 is what? A poker player, a person,
No,
an
no,
individual?
no. 1 to 10. We're not
1 to 10.
classifying.
You know, I got to give Ryan an 8. 'Cause
Wow, Ryan's going to be very happy about that.
Ryan is very fun. I love talking to Ryan. I love chit-chatting with him. You know, he's a good guy. He's great to be at the table with, you know.
He is. We're definitely going to play some I like some of Ryan's questions and how it is. We're probably not going to do the Marry, Beg, Kill. We'll do more of the who's the better player. We'll say, let's give you some people. We're going to start lining some people up so that they get to know what your thoughts are. Let's put Karen Panza at versus Slippy Bippy. Alan, go.
All right, Karen Panza's a very solid player. She's a good player. Alan is a player who will risk his chips on anything.
Any two cards.
Him and Tonebone have no qualm about risking their chips. They got a lot more cojones than I do.
A lot of gamble. They got a lot of gamble in them.
Yes,
is what
they
you're
do.
saying.
They do. They'll risk their chips on a 6-4 offsuit, you know, where I can't do it.
So are we going Karen over Slippy Bippy?
As far as a more solid player, Karen is.
You can't be political on this cast, Bird. You just got to give me an answer. Don't worry. You don't have to explain yourself. Don't worry about it. It's okay. They're not going to be mad at it.
Karen is a very good player.
Karen gets it.
Karen's
Check
a good
Karen.
player.
All right. Next up, we're going to put Ryan Danella, Alex Danella. Go.
Alex Danella is a more solid player than Ryan.
Don't worry, Ryan. You're still an 8, Ryan, in his book.
They're great guys. They're good people. I mean, I've met so many good people in this league this last couple of years.
They love you. The crowd really does. They were begging for you to be the next one on interview, which I appreciate.
I appreciate that. My love to everybody. I appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about Team Bernie's car. How did that all kick off?
Wow. Okay. I don't like being in the passenger seat. You know, I'm a driver by nature. I have to drive when I go somewhere. You know, it's just the way it is. You know, my wife and my kids know they never drive when I'm in a car. I'm always driving. Team Bernie's car basically started with Amanda, Nugget, Mike, Ron, Arthur. You know,
it's a big car.
I think Amanda started the name Team Bernie's car, if I'm not mistaken. You know,
Appreciate it.
I mean, we went for last season, going to Vibe. I mean, between all of us, coming in second place and winning, I mean, we had gift cards there for like probably 8 to 10 weeks.
Oh,
you know?
wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
So $800 to $1,000 taken down from Team Bernie's card just on Monday nights.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
More, because that's usually double. So, yeah.
Double,
so we're looking
yeah.
16 to $2,000. That's a good take. That's a good take in the free league. I can't be mad at it.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, myself, Nugget, Amanda, we all had a lot of final tables at Vibe. You know, I had a good season last season.
Now I got a solid question
tables.
to come from that. Who's the best player in Team Bernie's car? Go.
Who's the best player in Team Bernie's car? Nuggets probably the best.
Wow,
Nuggets
Nugget gets
so
the nod.
diverse, and Nugget has taught me so much about this game. You know,
Harmony said she needs a bathroom done coming up, so keep her in mind. We got to put you guys in contact.
Anytime, only a phone call away.
Absolutely.
You know?
And Ron's really was amazing. Ron could definitely give you some of the pictures from it. He did an amazing job there.
Yeah, it came out very well. We did it quick, and it came out really good. Thank God. I'm glad it came out good. I'm glad they're happy, him and his mom. You know.
And you're usually the voice of reason, Bernie. I'm gonna say I do consult some players sometimes on different instances, and I have reached out to you many a time, and we've discussed things. And very rational, Bernie. Very rational.
It's my age.
Is that what it is? No,
It's
no,
my age.
no.
I've dealt a lot with family chaos over the years since I was a kid. Emotional Italians, how they are. You know. So yeah, I guess as I've gotten older, what basically has gotten me more rational is when I had my stroke a few years ago.
Tell us a
You
little bit
know.
about that, because I don't think people know about everything you've been through, and that this is the type of stuff we definitely want to. You look great. You can never tell that you had a stroke.
Yeah, it
But
took me. It was 5 years ago. This past Martin Luther King weekend.
wow,
5 or 6 years ago it was. I was going through a lot of jobs and a lot of stress with Hurricane Sandy. Had a couple of customers that were really driving me crazy. I was driving upstate with my father in the car, my truck. I had a big crew cab F-250 with a long bed on it, and my son was in the car. He didn't have his license yet, and we stopped at what the hell's that burger joint up there? The one with the peanuts all the time.
oh,
Uh,
the peanut burger joint. Hold on, people in the crowd are gonna get this before I get this,
oh my god!
but it is. I know exactly what you mean. They have the barrels of
They
peanuts.
always have the bag of peanuts.
Yeah, yeah. Ah, I'm the worst.
So anyway, we stopped at Paramus. My son got a burger. I got a hot dog. We get up to Kingston, which is 2 hours away from here. I wasn't feeling good, and I said, well, let me keep going another way. It was another hour drive. I got to the house, and I started getting very dizzy. Very, very dizzy. Started vomiting for like 2 days.
Oh wow.
The closest hospital was Margaretville General, which was not Five Guys. That's it. Ron, you got it. Five Guys.
Ron did nail it.
Yeah. So, Ron's always my food go-to guy. If I want a good place to eat, I ask Ron. For
Yeah,
sure.
he is. He's very solid with it.
Yeah. So, I wound up basically dizzy, so bad, vomiting for a couple of days. My brother-in-law came up to drive me home because my father and my son couldn't drive my truck. Wound up in a hospital for 6 days.
Oh wow.
Wound up having a stroke. I didn't know that's what it was. I thought it was a back issue. I was having some issues with my spine or whatever. But it wound
Gotcha.
up being a stroke, and it took me about a good 8 months, 9 months just to drive again, and just to walk without a walker.
Wow.
You know,
Well,
but a
thank
lot
God.
of it, therapy. I give therapy 100% credit. Staten Island Hospital, their therapy program, rehab program was incredible. So
Wow,
yeah.
see, we didn't know. I definitely didn't know that about you, and I feel like I'm pretty well versed with you. Like, you're one of the people I do try to keep as much contact. I knew you had a stroke, but I didn't know it was that intense, and there was that much that you went through.
Yeah, yep.
Very
You know,
interesting.
but survived it, and up and going.
Surviving and thriving. Yeah, you're looking good.
That's
So, did
it.
you lighten your workload after that? Did you slow down a little
Oh
bit?
yeah, oh big time. I mean, I didn't work for a couple of years. You know, didn't
Yeah.
work for a couple of years, then I just started taking on little jobs, small jobs. Even now, I'm just doing small jobs like Ron's bathroom and stuff. But I have a couple of new construction jobs coming, but I'm not taking on the physical end of it. I'm just running. I basically get the money together, or get the project up and going.
Yeah.
Purchase the property. I get the funding in place, and these are ground up new construction in Midland Beach that I want to start building. Just waiting for the plans to get approved. You know,
Gotcha. Got you.
so
We had a couple people chime in. Ryan wants to know how it feels to be the most loved man in the league, which is a compliment coming from
most
Ryan.
loved man in the league.
I think he's trying to butter you up because you gave him an 8. And then someone said, "Don't leave the league.
Most
We love
loved
you."
man.
And Heather said, "Thanks for all the books for the little free libraries, Bernie."
Oh yeah, I have another box in my front hall. I took them out of the car, Heather. So when you're on Staten Island, definitely give me a ring. We'll definitely get together. I have a whole box of books. For sure.
There we go. Heather did a lot of good things. I really appreciated her interview the other day
Yes.
too. And I appreciate a bunch of you because you do try to move everything forward. We try to give back to everybody that's given so much out. I feel like now's a good time to really try and organize something that gives back towards like the service industry. A lot of people are going to hit a bump in the road that we deal with on a regular basis. I think a lot of businesses, I agree with you, like you said earlier, are going to need a little bit of a, try and help them out and try and keep them moving. I ordered tonight
Yeah.
from Joe's Lobster House. food was excellent.
Yep.
Just because you got to try to support all these local businesses that are going to be going through it for a little while.
Yeah.
It's a crazy climate right now. So
It is. It is. It's nuts. I feel bad for the small business owner. I feel bad for a lot of our venues. I hope they survive it. I mean, a lot of good, solid people that we associate with all the time.
Exactly. I think they can come back and be better for it. John Bokelman wants to know, who is your favorite dealer?
Who's my favorite dealer? John deals me great. I got to tell you,
That's
really
why.
does.
Is he asking you a weighted question? Does he know that you're going to choose him?
John deals me smoking cards almost every time at his table.
Is he your favorite? Do you rank him as your number one dealer?
John is one of the number ones. I gotta say, yes. I mean, he does deal me good cards. I gotta say though, disrespect to John, but my favorite dealer is probably Glenn, because you know me, I'm a numbers guy. I like to see multiple hands, as many hands as I can in an orbit.
He knocks it right out.
Yeah, I mean, Glenn is fast. He's fast. I also want to give a shout out to Kathy Duke. I mean, I really wanted to try to see her or put together
and have a
cake
big
or something for her before she left.
I agree. I feel horrible that this whole thing happened right when she was about to move, and then I would. You know what? I'm gonna have to try and get her on the stream at some point. I agree with you on that. See, that's why he's one of the most loved men in the league. You see that, Ryan? Consideration is the key there.
I treat people how I want to be treated. I mean, I've met so many great people in here, and I love to go out and network and talk. And my mouth always goes. People know I always talk to everybody.
Who do you think is the friendliest?
Get out. That's part of my entertainment with the league.
That's what we really are. We're really a social league, right? Like, we're all about like making friends and engaging other people. Even beyond poker. Poker is going to come and go, and it's a great, bar, a piece of it. But I think a lot of it is, everybody talking to each other. Who do you think is the friendliest person in the league?
Who's the friendliest person in the league?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Besides me, I mean, I think I'm pretty friendly.
You can't vote for yourself on this one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I can't put myself on this. Heather. Heather's a dynamite person.
All right, guys, we're back. I don't know how that dropped on me, but as soon as Bernie gets back in this feed, we should be good to go. Then he just said, "Ma, can I borrow your computer? I need the good computer." So, Bern, let me know if you get to click through that link. This timeout brought to you by Ryan Danella, who will be our number one. Let's see. Bernie, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
All right.
I'm still very low with my headset, but I can hear you.
I think we're good to go, though. I think we're live for everybody again. We lost a few of our...
Hang on one second. Let me just close my office door. Hold on one second.
You got to go right ahead. And yeah, I apologize about that light. That's only because we are focusing on feeling the burn tonight. It is not necessarily about me. We're just getting some more of these interviews up, and we are back up on the live stream. So, Vinny and Tanya, Bernie, you let me know when you're back. Can you hear me? You could hear me, but I can't hear you right now. For some reason, I lost your mic. What's up? Play with your where the plug goes in from the headphone to the computer. I think that's where we... There it is. Now you're back.
Am I back?
Yep, you are back now.
Okay.
Got it. We are back up and on, and we're going to start answering some more of the questions. What's up, Wink? Wink just slid in. And Vinny wants to know...
Nephews.
Vinny wants to know, who do you think is the better player, Vinny or Tan? Vin or Tan? Go ahead.
Ooh. I'm sorry, Vinny, but it's definitely Tanya. I have to go with the ladies on this.
Tanya takes it down.
Both great players. I mean, I got to tell you, and I love them both. Good friends, good people.
Right?
But,
who do you think is the best female poker player in the league?
Best female poker player in the league? Oh, boy. I know Karen's very solid. She's a very solid player. But I got to tell you, Benish, when she's on a game, she could have a stack of chips big time. And Lori has come so far. Lori
has gotten much better, right?
Oh, my God. And she's an incredible dealer, too. She really is.
Yeah, absolutely. And
You know.
she's just coming along. There are a lot of female players in this league. We did have a second to final table in Amsterdam the other night was all females,
Yeah.
which I give them
Yeah.
a lot of credit. Like I feel like our league is that's one thing that our league is slightly off the norm, whereas in
Yep.
most poker settings it's male dominant. Our league does have a good sprinkle of female players and good
Yeah.
female players and good female
Yeah,
dealers.
definitely. Carrie makes final table very often. Amanda final table very often. You know, Olga is a good player, a great person. You know,
Oh
she makes
man,
final table.
who do you think is the loudest person in the league?
Loudest person. Oh boy, come on, that's a loaded question.
That is not a loaded question. We have a lot of them. We have a
We
lot
do
of
have a
people.
lot. We do have a lot. Loudest player. It's between Olga and Tonebone. You know.
Yeah, you
two
think those
great
are the
people
two?
I love dearly. You know.
One of them
But
would have
lately
to
it's
be
been a
you
lot
two.
of people getting loud. You know.
Lately, it has been.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So I want to know from the crowd. If the crowd has more questions, let us know. We want to know what you're, and we want to make sure that we get them out there to Burn. Burn, this is really interesting because I feel like people know you strictly as a poker player. So I enjoy getting to know the back end of everybody's story. I feel like this is a good thing. Like we're utilizing this difficult time to really get to know more of our players and who they are outside of poker. And I'm not gonna lie, we should be back on the virtual felt very, very soon. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that's gonna be a good time. Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
make sure we
this
launch
shut-in
something.
stuff is killing me right now. I got to tell you.
I hear you. We do have a
You know?
lot of social people. That's why we're trying to create things for them to do in the meantime and the downtime. So, but I feel like we definitely will. I'm telling you, I don't know if you took a look at that game. I feel like that's going to be a lot of fun. We might be able to really get some really entertaining comments going back and forth with some of our crowd. I feel like, and I actually had a podcast earlier that I was on with Soul Joel and the Comedy Point. So I think we might start involving some comedians with this as well. One of them actually loves poker and happens to be a gambler. So he was like, let's do a comedian table where it's all professional comedians that come out and play with Down to the Felt. I think that would be a really good time.
Yeah.
I think that would be something interesting and different. We also have our own cast of characters as we're trying to portray. You got
Do you
to slide in
remember the
here.
days, Tom, when I still have his book here in my office somewhere? Phil Hellmuth. Remember when you had him at a venue in the Staten?
Yes. Well, we had
Back then?
Phil Hellmuth. We did an event in Manhattan with, and Phil Gordon. Yeah, we were in the Staten. I do remember that really well.
Yeah.
He's a really nice guy. I've actually got a chance to play, to go over his house when we were out in Vegas one year back then, and he used to host this thing called like you said before, Wife and Kids. He had just had his first baby, and they used to host this gambling thing where everybody would go over his house, and it was all professional card players, like a lot of the guys you see on TV, and they would all bet on everything. Everything. Wow. I remember my first bet in the house was the bartender couldn't get the shaker open for the shots. So I was like, I'm pretty sure if you put hot on cold, it shrinks it and you could open it. And the other guy's like, no, I think it's cold on hot. So we bet $20. And then everybody started betting on it. And then that was the beginning of what they called the Gen Fest. I won more money Wii bowling there than I did the entire 14 days I was in Vegas. I took a beating. That was crazy. That was a pretty crazy one. Which location has the best food? That was a decent question.
Oh,
Go ahead,
RTB.
Bern.
RTB for sure.
Yeah, you think RTB hands down? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. They have good food, but I really like Amsterdam's food too.
Amsterdam's food's very good as well. Yes. But RTB, they really come up with a nice, diverse menu. They always change it up, the specials.
And Rob does. Yeah. Rob totally caters to the poker clientele. He tries to do the best. We had a great. I don't know if you remember that giant burger, that food challenge one. That was intense.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, Frank took on the food challenge. I might have to re-release that video. That really was an interesting video.
Wow.
We got to bring back some of those food challenges. I feel like those were fun. Those were good times when we get back on the live felt again. All right, I'm gonna shoot you some more of these questions.
Okay.
Who is a player that when they get knocked out, he thinks, "Uh-oh, here it comes"? What? Who is a player that when they get knocked out, he thinks, "Uh-oh, here it
Tim.
comes"?
Not Tim Moulton, the other Tim.
Tim 1085. I know exactly what you mean. So
oh my God! I mean, first off, I don't know why he's calling half the hands he's calling, but more than one, he's just giving me the finger when I've knocked him out. He gets, he gets sore loser.
He
But
does.
and
He
then you
does
look at
get
the
upset.
hand, and he's like, "What the hell did you call for?" I mean, you know,
I hear
you
that.
know,
I totally hear that. Oh, Heather had a good question. Bernie, what's your favorite restaurant on Staten Island for the Jersey players that don't frequent out here? What is your go-to
favorite
restaurant out
restaurant on
here?
Staten Island. Um, Chinese restaurant is Oriental Plaza.
John, he's a good
Um,
man. Absolutely, that's a very good restaurant.
yeah, and that's a venue I wish we could have gotten into because they do have a lot of space there.
I'm talking
Um,
to him. We do a lot of private events there, so we're
yeah,
not out on there. I think that would be a good venue for us, and we'll
yeah,
see upon the return. That might not hurt. That might be a good place after
yeah.
when it comes back.
And China-wise, between Z1 and Z2, both
Z1,
good
Z2.
diners.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Lucy. Yeah, she's
yeah,
over there as well. Another one that we
yeah.
want to try and support. Uh, Ron said agreed about RTB. He said he took down that hot wing challenge all the way. Yeah, I'm just trying to field some questions as we move through. So yeah, tell us more about what do you do outside of poker. So when you're not playing poker with us, or working construction, or with the family. I know that sounds like a full day right there. I don't know if you have too much else to
Yeah,
do.
family life is very important to me. Very big. Um, you know, basically, start my day with bringing my daughter to school, and bringing my wife to work, and then do my day, and then end it with picking them both up. You know, um, we have a very big family, so the weekends are always tied up. My wife's side is my in-laws have 22 grandchildren,
Oh wow,
so so
22
it's a big
grandchildren.
family. Every weekend there's a birthday, there's a party, there's something going on. You know,
That's a good thing.
So we have a very big family. Family's very important in us in our life. And our family goes back a couple generations. So as well. My parents owned the only bakery in New Brighton for a number of years back in the 50s
Oh
on
wow,
Jersey Street. So a lot of the paisans from our town, Vinca Duro, Italy, and from my wife's town, all were on Winter Avenue, Scribner Avenue, Corson Avenue, Jersey Street. So everybody knew my family, knew my parents from back then because they were the only
yeah.
people making bread, and pastries and stuff. So
Good bread's a big deal. I don't know if the Jersey people know that, especially out here.
yeah.
Good bread is a big deal.
I mean, we have a family reunion in Sayreville in Portland, New Jersey every year. I have to bring the bread from here, for the sausage and peppers and stuff. So, because they can't get bread in Jersey,
Hear that,
you
Jersey?
know.
You don't know how to make bread. That's what you're lacking out there.
It's the water. It's definitely the water.
Tone Bone
I
wants
can
to
tell.
know if the wife and kids play poker. Have you passed that along to the family?
My youngest daughter is learning. My son does play with us once in a while. We do get together with our own family, and play. My wife doesn't like playing so much, but she does play. She doesn't understand the hands, and she's having a tough time betting. You know,
Gotcha.
but I brought my sister Angela into the fold. And she
Scopes.
likes getting out, and she loves playing. You know, so
Absolutely.
you know, yeah.
Have you ever had a nickname? That's a good question, John Volkman.
Always Bernie.
Always just
Always
Bernie?
Bernie. Yeah, my name was supposed to be Berardino. My father's name's Berardino, and they shortened it to Bernard. So my given name is Bernard, which means bear.
That's a good
And
nickname. There you go.
yeah, and my father was always Benny, and I was always Bernie, and my son took on Bernie as well. So he's a Bernard as well.
So he's little
You know.
Bernie?
Yep, yep, little B.
Little
Yeah,
B.
who's not little no more, but yeah,
There you
yep,
go. So,
yeah.
Slippy Bip, you would like you to name your top 3 TDs from now to the past. Now,
Top three Ds from now to the
the
past.
TDs, yeah. And John said, "Bear it is."
Yeah. Glenn definitely built a nice relationship with Glenn.
We'll give Glenn number
Um,
one. Glenn is a lot of people's favorites. I agree.
yeah, I mean Glenn, had a good time. Always had great conversation with him. You know.
You know what? I'm gonna put everybody onto a little tidbit that was that nobody knew, but Glenn was actually returning this week. That we went down. He was gonna be at RTB Sunday, and he was gonna be at Vibe on Monday. How sick is that? I
Yeah.
know. I know. Nobody knew that was coming. We were trying to make it a big surprise and launch it out, and we just got clipped off a little bit too early.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and include Glenn in a lot of this type of stuff too to build him back into it because I don't want the community to crumble because our live events are down. We're gonna try and keep that moving forward. So as
Yeah.
soon as we launch back online, he'll definitely be back. But go ahead. Sorry about that.
Steve was a really good TD. I
Steve
really
is.
enjoyed
Steve is a
having
good
Steve.
guy. Steve is
Steve was a
now.
good guy. Wes, I've only had him TD a few times back in Tilted Kilt days, and then recently in Meatballs. Miguel. I mean, you got all good guys, and
I
the young guys are
appreciate
coming
that.
around. You know,
They are. They're learning. Everybody's learning. It's all a learning curve, right?
it's all learning curve is right.
Some of them are
So,
handling it better than others, but yeah, everybody they are. We do have a good group of guys. The Glenn will be back. People are saying, "Wow, the Godfather are down to the felt," and that's wild. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that was even going down. We had just discussed it about a week or two earlier. We try to keep things under wraps until they occur, but I am looking forward to launching out. We're negotiating with a couple of the websites. But like Ron was saying, we want to make sure that we can have a game for the Staten Island players too. That you'll be able to play and get points as well. That we could, make sure everybody's able to get involved. That's gonna
I'll
be
drive over the bridge and sit in my car and play. I got no problem with that.
Team Birdie's car. Looks like he's rolling.
There you go.
I hear
5 or
that.
6 in my car. We'll drive over the bridge
There
and just
you
park
go.
somewhere. Wawa. Get iced coffee.
You heard it here first. There it is. Oh, Heather wants to know: is Texas Hold'em your favorite game, or do you play a lot of other card games?
Texas Hold'em is my favorite. I played 5 card. I played 7 card poker, which I don't know if a lot of people remember anymore. I would like to give him my hand at Omaha because Vic was teaching me a lot of Omaha.
Yeah.
So I'd like to sit down with Vic one day for a bit and play Omaha with him and learn the game.
Yeah, it is a good game.
But I
like a
enjoy
lot of
Texas
action.
Hold'em because, yeah. So, but Hold'em I enjoy because I get to focus, I get to concentrate, I get to read the players, I get to talk to people, socialize. So it's got a little of everything in it.
Absolutely.
You know.
Alex has a solid question. Are you a sports fan? And if so, what are your favorite teams?
I was a sports fan back in the day of the Giants with Phil Simms and Lawrence Taylor, Mark Bavaro.
I'm not gonna lie.
Lately, no.
I was a huge Giants fan. Especially LT was tremendous
Yeah.
inspiration. I think he may be one of the greatest football players to ever play the game.
Yep.
I think he
Yeah.
may be the one.
Even in the days of Joe Namath and stuff, I mean, I'm more of a person than a sports fan. I like the players. I don't follow it as much anymore. Life gets in the way.
Yeah.
I was always a big wrestling fan. I know not a lot of people are, but I know Ryan is and Alex.
Absolutely. We definitely have a bunch of wrestling fans out here. I think Ron is as well.
Yeah, I mean, back when I was in high school, my brother-in-law's grandfather, who was a boxer, I used to go to Madison Square Garden with him every other month.
Wow.
To see matches, and stuff. It
That's
was
cool.
a good time. as a
Jose
kid
has a
growing
pretty
up.
solid question for you as well. He was saying, what is your take on calling clock on a player?
What's my take calling clock on a player? Me as a player, when I look at my cards, and one thing I learned from Nugget, I wait till it's my turn to look at my cards, so I try not to give a read. Within a few seconds, I know what I'm doing. Not everybody's like that. I understand. But if you're gonna slow down the game a lot, it becomes a nuisance. That's what it does. Do you need to call clock? No. I mean, I don't believe so. I believe everybody should have some time to make a decision. But again, I'm the type of player that I want to see as many hands as possible, in an orbit.
As fast as possible, yeah.
I want to see as many hands. We're doing turbo blinds. We're doing 20-minute, 15-minute blinds. We want to see,
John
hands as possible.
Bokelman just said, funny thing, Bernie is the first person I ever met in the league. Went to Vibe, and he seemed like the friendliest person there, so I went up to him, and you walked him through everything. Do you remember that?
What was that funny thing, Bernie?
John Bokelman said, Bernie is the first person he ever met in the league. You went to Vibe, you seemed like the friendliest person there, so he went up to you and asked what to do, and you walked him through everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
appreciate
remember that.
that.
John,
You're a great
John's a great
representative.
guy. I have fun with John. I really do. I have fun with him. Love when he deals.
Absolutely
I love being
is.
at the table with him.
He is,
You
and
know?
he's always trying to help out. Like he's
Yep.
always helping us out. He'll bring in gift cards from his store. Like if you please try to support John, he's I believe a regional manager for Dick's, and he's always coming down, bringing out and trying to help support us, and we want to make sure we help support him too. I don't know what his situation is right now, if they're non-essential or not, but make sure we support everybody in the league, like everybody with the business. Like that'd be great if you could hook up with Harmony, do a bathroom, and like let's try and keep a lot of that within ourselves. Kenny says,
Yeah.
"What's up?" Kenny was saying hi. And Alan wants to know who you think the slowest player in the league is, male or female.
That's tough question. But it's not a tough question.
This is why you're the nicest guy. You don't want to give
Yeah.
those.
I
You don't
try
want to
not to
give.
be,
no negativity. Yeah. No negativity. Oh, Burn, did I lose you? If you froze up on me, we will wait for you to come right back. But people are engaged with you. Bernie will be right back in just a second. I'm going to take back over until we see Bernie return. So, while we take this little bit of a timeout from Bernie as he comes back, don't forget, tonight we're trying to get that game off. So if anybody wants to play, let's get the Venmo over. Let's get enough money in the kitty so that we can give away $100 to one of our players. And all of our audience members can participate. So if you'd like to get involved, you don't have to pay to play. You don't have to be a contestant. You could just vote on who do you think has the best answers. I don't know if anybody took a look at what that was earlier today. I left it up so you could see what the game is all about. But I know we have about half the players we need right now, and we're going to get Reese into this game on a free roll. And every time we shoot off a game, we'll get another bartender, waitress, somebody that is one of our servers that's in a tough time in the service industry, and we're going to give them a free roll into this game as well. Just to keep us a little occupied and busy. And then hopefully we can actually get the tournament directors to start hosting it so that each of them still has some gigs. Because we're trying to keep everybody working in this slightly difficult climate. I'm going to check out and see what's up with Bernie. I don't know where did he disappear to, but he should be back any second. Longest thinker. That's a much better way of putting that. Who is the longest one out there? Ron Sortino gives a shout out. Tim Monk, when I had my license suspended, he told Bernie about me from being from Staten Island, and that because of my troubles, I couldn't make it to games. Bernie then reached out, and he was part of Team Bernie's car, which I do appreciate. He is such a nice guy. Clock said John is cool, and maybe he will answer that way. We can still join. We can definitely all still join and get this involved. As long as we have enough players tonight, we're going to get that off. Let me jottle that down. Let's see if I can get this into the chat. And the Venmo is at... I don't even know my own Venmo. How sick is that? 'Cause I'm not usually a Venmo person. At... and with a slash. Hopefully Bernie's returning as this is going on. And then you can actually shoot straight to Reese. You could do that as well. Ryan, actually, I commend him for doing that as of recently. He had just shot that over to her just as a tip and said, sorry, I haven't been able to be here these past couple weeks, but go out and get yourself a nice dinner. And he had done that just recently, which I thought was really a good thing. You could absolutely do that. But don't forget, not just Reese. Remember all of our waitresses, bartenders, everybody that's involved in this. They're all having a little bit of a tough time right now. And good news is Bernie's on his way back in here. I think I have him back on. And welcome back, Bern. You hear me, Bern? We're here. Oh, there you go. Can you hear me?
Tom?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
All right.
Cool. All right, yeah, we're back up and on. And yeah, so they said, who is the slowest acting player, if not, or the longest thinker? The longest thinker is the question right there.
Longest thinker. Manny would have to be the longest thinker. I mean, he does, he takes his time. He thinks about what he's doing, Yeah,
I had a pretty crazy instance. I don't know if anybody knows this. I'll just toss this out here during the Bernie interview. But Manny had called me about... Oh, Brian, did I lose you again? I'm not sure if I did, but I'll go on with this story real fast. Hopefully his feed clears back up. But one more time, and we're going to go back to me just until he returns. So, Manny had given me a call telling me that that another player had taken a chip from him and that it was mishandled. Funny part was we were able to go to the cameras with that, and it turns out, just with all the commotion, it ended up being The other guy put his chip out. Man, he must have been stacking his chips and not realize that it was the other person's chips. He tried to take it from him, and in the video, you're able to see it pretty crazy. But that's a whole nother episode that we'll definitely bring up at another time, and we'll show that. And I don't know who the thanks darling was for. Hold on, Bernie is Bizak in the building, and we're gonna get him right back on this feed. And Bernie, you are returned yet again.
I'm back.
He is back again. We got to get this man. We are also going to donate to Bernie's wireless service to make sure that he gets something that sticks on here. Because people are here. They've been waiting for you.
That might be the problem. Is my house.
Oh man, get everybody off of these so that we can make sure everybody can see you. Alan said he was actually dealing that hand we were just talking about, and. Kenny, who's Bernie's top 10 players in the league? Go ahead. Give us the top 10 compared to RJ's top 10.
Oh, top 10. Nugget is one of the top up there. A lot of people might call. Ron is an incredible player. I just wish he could play some more because he would definitely smoke it. He would definitely be up one and probably take the lead. Tonebone. Great fun player.
Wow, you put Tonebone towards the top.
Tonebone has no problem risking his chips with anything, and that's what I love about him. He's funny as anything.
Got a lot of gamble.
He loves to gamble, and he'll put his chips down without any qualm. That's one thing I can't do that he definitely can do. For sure.
All right, go ahead. We got 3 so far.
Nikki?
Nikki
right. Is a good player. Antoinette.
Antoinette. All right, we got our
playing
top
with
5.
Antoinette and Edgar so much.
Happy birthday
so
to Antoinette, by the way. Yeah, happy birthday. It was her birthday the other day. She said this is one of her first birthdays she hasn't been able to celebrate with us, which she felt bad.
Happy birthday.
Right? We'll definitely have a cake or something.
It was great to see them down in AC. It was surprised. It was really nice to see them.
Absolutely.
What am I up to here? 4 or 5?
Yeah, 5. You already have 5. We need 5 more.
Alan Esquire.
ESQ. All right, I can see that.
Very generous man. Buys shots all the time. Great guy.
Absolutely. He is a good time.
Shorty. Have fun with him at the table. Another one doesn't mind risking his chips.
Oh, man. Shorty's concerned about this season. I told him it's only a postponement. He's ready to call it off right now so that he could lock up his first place.
I'm coming back, Shorty. I'm going to come back for my first. I took some time off, and, but I'll come back.
In the building.
Yep.
I only need
Amanda.
3 more.
Amanda's a good player.
Amanda G, okay.
Amanda, she hits final tables a lot. She really does. Anthony Panza.
Wow, Anthony Panza. That's one that other people have not named.
Yep.
And one more. Who else is going to be mad?
God, there's so many. Everybody's so... Oh, my God. I mean, I'm trying to compare it with players and people I have fun at the table with. Kerry. I love playing with Kerry.
Kerry takes your last of your top 10. We're going to need somebody to be a stat rat and write down who all these top 10 players are for different people. That is great. And then Heather wants to know, what do you like or love about living on Staten Island? Because you are a lifelong Staten Islander, right?
I'm an original Staten Islander, born and raised here. I like Staten Island because it is a small community. You don't have to travel far to get to anything. Where I'm located, I'm kind of central of the island, so I mean, I could hit the highways. I could get over a bridge, Bayonne Bridge, Goethals Bridge, Outer Bridge in a matter of a few minutes. And there's everything here. It really is. There's everything here.
Yeah.
There's restaurants, every type of restaurant you want, from Chinese restaurant, Italian restaurant, Polish.
And we're back. We are back. I don't know what the technical issues are tonight. Last night we did 3 hours without one break in stream.
Yeah. Oh, I closed off my computer behind me because I was trying to watch the questions on YouTube. So let me see if that helps.
No, it's okay. No worries. It shouldn't be a big deal. So, who's the most aggressive player in your opinion?
Most aggressive player. Oh, most aggressive player. Sidious is a pretty aggressive player. Sid, Elliot.
Yeah.
Miss playing with him. He hasn't been around a while.
Agreed.
But can play a lot of
hands
hands.
a little bit.
Jose, Jose is great to play with. He'll blind raise right off the first hand.
He will. He'll put you to the
Bump it up to
test.
375. No problem. You know,
For sure, for sure. He definitely will put you to the test.
you know.
Ron wants to know.
Arthur also. Arthur will put you to the test every time. Arthur, I have fun playing with Arthur. A few seasons ago, we went heads up for like 45 minutes. It was a fun time.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a battle.
Have fun playing with Sherwin. Last season was great with Sherwin. Really was.
Yeah, that was a battle between the two of you as well. Ron has a really good question right now. What is your favorite pizza spot in Staten Island?
Oh, Metro.
Metro, 100%.
Metro.
Over Brothers, Danino's, Lee's Tavern.
Yeah, Metro. Metro just got sold not too long ago. But when Sean and John owned it, they had very good pizza. Brothers is close to me, but they don't deliver. You know, Danino's, but you have to eat it there.
Yep.
It's too thin. If you take it out, it tastes like the box.
Yeah.
Joe and Pat's is good pizza.
Joe and Pat's is good pizza. That got ranked really high in that pizza challenge.
Yeah. Joe and Pat's, Pat Pappalardo's been around a long time. He's owned that pizzeria quite a long time.
Yeah.
He owns that whole block, God bless him.
I know, he's a staple out there. And his son, I know his son from when I opened the store, used to live right around the block from me, that they opened, what is the one, Pier 76, down on Bay Street.
Okay.
That's why the pizza's so good over there, too. Another family member. Son
Yeah.
and cousin, I believe. Excellent pizza down there, too. There's a lot of good pizza on Staten Island. That's a tough one to narrow down. And then, number one person we would want, and number one person he would not want to be heads up against to win the TOC.
Number one person I would want to be heads up with is Nugget, because we have so much fun playing heads up.
Uh-huh.
One person I don't want to be heads up with. Ooh. Probably Manny.
Manny's the one that has your number?
Manny, yeah, Manny. Both Mannys, actually,
Really?
Both Mannys. Yeah,
I hear
both
that.
Mannys. And Tonebug's tough to go heads up with, because you never know what he's going to call with.
You don't.
You know?
Sometimes he has it, and you don't even know he has it.
Oh, he killed me one night at Terminal. He had pocket kings twice, 2 hands apart. He just killed me. He killed me. When does Tonebug get pocket kings twice?
I know.
At a game, let alone 2 hands apart. He wiped me out that night,
Because nobody believes that it happens. Nobody believes that especially that's going to happen twice.
Yep.
And then, blah, blah, blah. All right, so I'm reading through it. We're getting closer to the end. You have a couple closing statements and stuff, too? Because I definitely want to, not that I'm trying to rush you out, I just want to make sure that I try to keep them to an hour. Although RJ's got out of control with a 3-hour span.
Yeah, that was pretty wild last night.
It was a pretty wild one.
I'm definitely not going down that road. But anyway, closing statements. As an older individual and a person who's been playing with Down to the Felt a long time, my thing is I come out to have a good time. Everybody knows I come out to have fun. Let's just keep the drama and the fighting down to nothing. I mean,
I agree.
If it's drama and fighting, then it's might as well just stay home, play online, or go to the casino. That's my thing. So
for the most part, it doesn't get too blown out of control. As of lately, we had a couple bumps in the road, but I mean, we've always had those little bumps here or there. It's okay. But we appreciate you as a player. The crowd appreciates you. The crowd wanted you. They picked you number one, like 3-1 over the next person.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
And we
Thank you.
definitely want to know who everybody wants to see next. I think the next one is going to be another out of control one. So feel free to vote on one of your players that you think is going to give us some outrageous, outlandish character answers. I will put up the next group of poll people so that we can see. I don't know if I should do this every night or 4 or 5 nights a week, but we're going to try and keep building it out. You tell me, Bern, what do you think? Everybody's stuck in the house, so we're trying to give them as much content as possible.
I mean, if we can do an online thing, that would be great. And like I said, I'll drive over the bridge for it, because I know we have issues here in New York.
I appreciate that. I think that should be coming within the next week, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be great. Like I said, I mean, it's just I enjoy playing with Down to the Felt. There's so many people here. I go over a list, probably about 50, 60 names right off the top of my head that I enjoy playing and seeing people. Um,
Yeah,
and
man,
it's a
we
good
appreciate
league
you.
and a good group of people. And like I said, I hope we keep it going.
Yeah, man, you're one of the reasons for it, so we really appreciate you. And then definitely don't be a stranger. Make sure you stay in touch with us during this whole downtime. And let's keep in the group even before we get off the even before we get into our online play. I'm just happy to get to know more of you more. I feel like I got to know you a little bit better outside of this, but
Yeah.
I appreciate even picking up some of the things that I didn't know. I didn't know you were a truck driver. Shout out to all of
Yeah.
our truck drivers out there, Tim Moulton, Vinny. Hey, we have a bunch of them, right? That are in this group.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, Vinny, Tim,
Ryan. I almost
Ryan.
forgot Ryan. That would have been great if I would have left him out. He's usually my co-host.
yeah.
He was a little bit. He might have had some more outlandish questions for you. And then, yeah, guys, we appreciate you, Byrne. Thank you, man. Thank you for being such a gentleman, and thank you for being such a good representation of the league. Thank you guys for coming on out tonight and being with us for this.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I try to do my best, and like I said, I enjoy the league. I enjoy the people. Tom, you're doing a great job. I know it's tough. It gets tough at times, but people don't really understand it. As far as how much you have to deal with, and control. And then there's so much that's out of your control that you have to try to control.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we
from
try to
one
do our best.
self-employed individual to another.
Yes, keep plugging
appreciate
away,
it.
and let's
But my love to
weather
everybody,
through this storm. Absolutely.
Yep, for sure, definitely.
All right, thanks,
Definitely.
Byrne. Have a great one, man. We are totally looking forward to seeing you more on and off the felt, and definitely stay involved with all of us. Thank you
I
again.
will.
Thank
I
you
will.
to everybody
Stay
out there.
safe, stay indoors, and take care of your older family members.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Wash your
my
hands.
love to everyone.
Don't touch your face. And if anybody wants to get involved, I am all about. We get the red van is being repaired 100%, so it'll be back on the road. So we're gonna try and do some drop-offs to people that can't do the drop-offs. If you have a loved one, they don't have to necessarily play in the league. If they're a little bit older, immunopaired, or anything of that nature, let's get a list of that going so that we can do this as a group and try and make this world a little bit better, one person at a time. I think that's all it really is. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you, Byrne, being a great representative, and thank you all out there. We will definitely see you all on the next one. Have a great one, and hope to see you
Have a
playing
great one,
that
Tom.
game.
Thank you.
Have a great one. Bye-bye.